just to, to see another day, um, just to be in the position I'm in, and I'm grateful to be, y'all giving me this opportunity to learn a skill, and
Perfect. Awesome. Melvin, we got your back, man. We appreciate you. Just entrusting us to support you, bro. Just keep it up. Stay close. Stay by the campfire, as Chairman Jones say, man. As long as you stay close, you will stay on fire. So we got your back. Next gratitude, 15 seconds of gratitude. Who we got?
I got it. I got it. B, I just want to say thank you for taking your time out of your busy schedule just to plant the seeds. Uh, Everything that you've done and gonna do is for the benefit of all of us. And I know we don't say it, well, we do say it enough, but we can't say it enough. Thank you again. That's really all I want to say.
BJ, yo, absolutely, bro. That's what I'm here, man. That's what I'm here for. We grow together, we learn together, we rise together. It's only lonely at the top when you leave your friends behind. So let's go. 15 seconds of gratitude. Who we got? Don't rush to the phones. Too many people's trying to get on.
Evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Jody, better known. Uh, my name is Mary. I'm from Shreveport, Louisiana. So grateful for another day that God has blessed us to see. Brand new grace, brand new mercy. Thank in Him for life, health, and strength, and each of you and the family I've obtained. Looking forward to many blessings in the future. Thank you.
Amen.
Amen. Love it. Love it. Thank you so much, Mary, for always dropping that extra spiritual sauce. We really appreciate that. We got room for one more, ladies and gentlemen. Gratitude, anything. Doesn't have to be trading related. Just anything you have gratitude for.
Hey, hey, hey. I'm so happy and grateful for the awesome team that we have here, man. Sometimes I just look in the chat and y'all be making me laugh. Like, y'all really brighten up my day. And just being able to grow with all of you, like, you guys are legit like a second family to me. And I'm just happy for every single one of you.
Yo, that's a perfect way to transition the call. Family, yo, y'all drop some ones in the chat box for each other. Thank you so much, Drew. It's all love, man. Like I said, we want to help each other rise and get to the next level. We gotta show up to each other's success, though. We can't be one person trying to carry everybody. Let's show up. Let's support each other. Let's love on each other. Let's pray, and let's just stay consistent. Let's hold each other accountable, and just make sure that we don't leave nobody behind. At the end of the day, if they don't show up, they don't show up to their own success. All right. It's like it was amazing because I was able to be like, I'm unbothered by everything that's trying to hold me back today. I had a late night call last night with somebody that was interested in trading. I didn't get off that call till like 1 something in the morning. I had to get up at 5 to be at the airport. No, I had to get up at 6. No, I had to be at the airport, get up at 5 to be at the airport by 7. Got to the airport. He was literally closing the gate. No, got the TSA. TSA in clear, was backed up like somebody was going into the Super Bowl. I guess the staff finally showed up. Get down the escalators. If y'all familiar with Hartsford Airport, it's just like a big mall. Get down to my gate, guys. I'm trying to get on the plane. My plane leaves at 8:16 a.m. They cut off boarding at 8:01. I got to the gate at 8:01. Okay. So the next flight pushed over, got on the plane at 10:30. But I'm just telling y'all every little thing that people could find to complain about. Got to the gate at 8:01. Okay. Then I said, you know what? It's okay. I'm going to get my 30 minutes of reading in. I'm just going to sit here. I'm going to just do some studying. So I'm gonna go get me some breakfast. So I got some breakfast. They burnt the croissant roll and they didn't put any sugar in the oatmeal. Now, mind you, at Hartsfield Airport, guys, it's like walking from a mile from one end to the other. So my initial gate was here. I had to walk all the way to the other end, but I got my food on this side before I walked to the other side. So I took a bite. I said, how do you burn a croissant roll? Right. So I put it back in the bag. It wasn't toasted. It was burnt. And so then I got the oatmeal. The oatmeal looked so good. If y'all see the Instagram shot, it was all pretty. I took a spoonful. I was like, hey, put no sugar in the oatmeal. So I went to, there was a Dunkin' Donuts right there, got some sugar, fix it up, you know how to rig it up a little bit, and went to start reading my book, Think and Grow Rich. Leaders Within. John Maxwell. I'm highlighting, and the highlighting is not highlighting. And I look at the marker, and there's no liquid in it. And it's a lady sitting next to me. She starts laughing. She said, well, that sucks. I said, I thought it was me, because it's a marker. You can see the liquid right through it. And I said, you know what? I am so happy and grateful for this amazing morning. And I said, anybody else, they would have just probably said, I'm going to probably miss this flight too. And if I would have spoke those words, I probably would have missed the flight. But I said, you know what? I'm going to go get the sugar. I'm going to hook up this oatmeal. I was reading Think and Grow Rich. Again, it's my third time reading it. So I said, you know, I'm going to just switch books. I'm using a different highlighter for that. And I said, let me just dive into my personal development, because it was a lot of and then let me go back to the Uber ride. The Uber was driving this raggedy Honda that should not have been used on the expressway, guys. The car was filthy. That's the first time I've ever reported an Uber. I got in the car scared to put my shoes in the car. It was that dirty. So it was just stuff back to back to back. My allergies are acting crazy. And at the end of the day, I've still found ways to have gratitude through those moments. How many of y'all would have found something in that moment just get frustrated? Man, how they burn everything would just start piling. Man, I missed my flight. Man, the food nasty. Man, the oatmeal ain't got no sugar. Man, my highlight. You would have just said, and I just started laughing at everything that started happening. And I said, okay, well, on to the next thing. I'm so grateful for personal development. I'm telling y'all, because I always say, whatever you speak comes to life. You have to guard your words. You got to start being intentional about what's coming out of your mouth, right? Because whatever you speak is literally you're breathing life into the universe and saying, bring this back to me. Your breath is a boomerang for your blessings, right? Your words are boomerangs for what's going to be returned, okay? So you gotta be careful what you're saying, what you feel. That also showed me how much I was in control of my emotions, because anybody else would have just flipped the lid every single moment something was going back to back to back. And then the last thing was the gate I was sitting at once I ate breakfast was not the gate I was supposed to be at. I had to walk down some more. I was like, it's almost an hour before this flight. Why the screen ain't changing? Why it's still saying Aruba? So I said, ma'am, is the Fort Myers? She said, no, it switched gates. I'm like, okay, cool. So I pack up my bag and I go down to the next gate. So guys, I'm telling you all that happened because we take stuff like that for granted. We'll take, a burnt croissant for granted. And when I say you take it for granted, is that you're complaining about it. A missed flight, they'll push me to the next one. It's okay. I have to suffer the consequences. I was 1 minute late, right? That's taking full responsibility for your situation. Anybody, man, they know they could have let me on that gate. Man, they know they could have opened the door. No, there are systems and policies in place so you don't miss your flights. Now I wish they had a system and policy in place for a burnt croissant roll, but they didn't. So guys, you just got to remember, be in control of your emotions and don't take life for granted, because any of those moments somebody could use as a platform to create the worst day. And it's really never that serious. Somebody out there probably with somebody, I'm fussing about how the croissant was really burnt, which it was, you could smell it through the paper, but somebody don't have food to eat, right? I'm fussing about missing a flight. It's some people who's never left their zip code. I'm not fussing. Somebody could have fussed about missing that flight, but some people out here has never been outside their zip code, right? My ink, my thing ran out of ink. I went looking for a marker. It's okay. Just keep reading and come back. You got to find ways to transmute negativity. Don't allow that negative to come out. You got to suppress. It's like, you just like putting the candle out. You got to cover it up. You got to shut it down so it doesn't blow out the smoke. Okay. And you find ways to be, so you know what? What else can I do? How can I have gratitude for this experience, right? How many of y'all are learning to have gratitude for those challenging experiences? Who are learning to control what they say in those learning experiences? You ever had somebody bump you, cut you off? You have to learn to control those emotions, because remember, if you're never in control, you're never, if you lose control, you're never be in control, and you have to learn to be in the driver's seat. Okay, don't allow your emotions to drive you. Allow your intentions and your awareness to drive you. Okay, so with all that being said, I want to give a shout out to Broderick and Stanley being super welcoming. He took me to this amazing place called Tropical Smoothie. I always want to say cafe. So good. I was starving. I was so hungry. I started getting nauseous. I'm like, bro, we gotta eat. We was at the training for hours outside, and the weather is just amazing down here. So I'm definitely coming back. But I asked Stanley, I said, guys, why are you learning this skill set? Why are you wanting to share this blessing? What is your goal? Does anybody know what their goals are? Does everybody know? Have you updated your goals? Right? If you have updated your goals for the next 90 days, drop some ones in the chat box. If you've updated your goals for the next 90 days, and it could be the same goal, you can still roll over the goal, because it's always, you're still working towards it. It's okay if you miss the date. Don't get obsessed with the date. Get obsessed with the stretch, the pull, the growth that's taking place. I posted on Instagram today. It's not the money. It's who you become when you're going through the process of new levels, right? If you're not being stretched, if you're not in an uncomfortable position, you're not moving, you're not growing. So what happens is, if you know how to make 6 figures today, 7 figures tomorrow, right? 6 figures a day, 6 figures tomorrow, guess what? Let's imagine you lose it all. The question is, have you become the person who can always grow it again? Will you be the person who can always grow it again? Or will you be the person who lucked up and have no idea how they created that wealth, how they got here? See, if you always know how you get somewhere, you always get there again. See, now you become the GPS for your success. That was good. You become the GPS for your success, because the software is now instilled in you. You went through your developmental stages and it's instilled in you. So no matter if you get reset, if you got to refocus, if you have a new destination, it doesn't matter the destination and it doesn't matter the platform. You are now developed. You are now the software to get you to where you want to be. If y'all feeling me, drop some ones in the chat box. You are the GPS to success, but you got to allow yourself, you got to allow your hardware to be built. You got to allow yourself to be built. How do you become built? You go through the experiences. You don't avoid experience. Be excited about, okay, I'm so happy and grateful that you're going to place me through a challenge that's going to give me strength, that's going to add character, that's going to add skill, that's going to add resilience, that's going to add fight. God, I thank you for putting me through the challenges. I thank you for the Desert Storm. Guys, you got to start celebrating your Desert Storm experience. You can't be like, oh my God, not again. You can't be like this. Oh my goodness. Okay, I've been through this before. I know I'm going to get out of it again. I don't understand why is it that people act like life is never going to punch them. I don't understand that. That blows my mind to date, where people act surprised and shocked like they're untouchable. And maybe it's some type of sense of entitlement. Maybe people have never gone through anything, or maybe people have never found gratitude through their process. If you find gratitude in your process, you'll know that you're going to make it again. What's your blessing? What's your track record of blessings? What's your track record of everything you've been brought through? What's your track record of experiences that you come out of? If you kept a track record, maybe you will understand that that's just going to be another one you can add to the list. And you can start reflecting on oh man, I remember when I did that. I was so weak then. You ever said, I was so then? It's the same thing that's going to happen now. I was so blank then. I was so dumb. I was so oblivious. I was so careless. Do you see how that's past tense? So you got to appreciate the experience for future tense, because it's just greater being manifested in you to build that tolerance, to build that resilience, to build that strength that you need to carry on to the next day. So if I got my fighters on the call, my winners on the call, guess what? Guess what? Drop some love in the chat box. If my fighter is on the call, there we go. That's it. Same here, V. 2 accounts hit the stop loss. Okay, that comes with it, right? Same thing with life. Things are going to hit your stop loss. You got to learn to move on and still have gratitude. God, thank you for this skill. Thank you for the ability to deal with life in general. You know, thank you for the ability to look at people and say, dang, I'm so grateful I can have gratitude. People don't even realize they speak death into their life because they don't have gratitude, right? They don't have gratitude. Like I said, somebody probably would have stormed all the way back across the airport, threw the croissant roll in their face and got pissed off. And so now, not only has this person stormed across, they've walked a quarter-mile worth of anger, right? Quarter-mile worth of anger, throw the croissant roll in somebody's face and say, you should have did this better. You can control your stomp, your energy, and your throw. All right. You can just say, ma'am, I'm sorry. I think they got carried away back there. Can I get a new croissant roll? But what's your reaction? So you got to learn to stop being a responder, and you got to stop being reactive and be a responder. See, there's a difference. See, when you're a reactive, you're not in control. You've lost control. Who's driving you? I always tell y'all that. Who's in your driver's seat? The minute you lose control, you are not in your driver's seat, and that's going to lead to you to being in a place you don't want to be. You've given your controls over to somebody else. What if you were a GPS system for your own car, for your own make and model, you driving yourself? You and God, that's it. Y'all just rolling down the street, chilling, got the drop top, whatever you got going on. But guess what? Something happens. What if when you lose control, what's the result? Somebody comes and steal your GPS out of your system, out of your car. That's all you're doing when you lose control. You're allowing someone to steal your navigating system out of your life, because your navigating system is your ability to think. It's your mind. But the minute you lose control, you've now placed that GPS system in the hands of someone else. You've now put it on somebody else's dashboard, and it's down there saying, hi, you let me get to you. You let me make you mad. Now I got you under my control, right? How will you feel? We already been, it's so many different groups and ethnic groups that have been freed from slavery, but you haven't been freed. See, you just the 2019 version of modern day slavery. See, some people don't even realize they're the 2019 version of slavery. They think because they don't have some chains and some people are slapping them upside the head, they're not enslaved. The minute you take that GPS and give it in the hands of somebody else, you being the slave to somebody else's control. And that doesn't mean a job and a boss and employer. It means the person who gave me the burnt croissant roll. It means the flight attendant who could have let me inside the gate. The minute you just blow up in smoke and you allow your flame to burn out is the minute you've lost control, right? So first, control yourself. Know where you're taking yourself, all right? So that's why I want to say, who knows their next 90-day game plan? If you know your next 90-day game plan, drop some P's in the chat box. If you know your next 90-day game plan, drop some P's in the chat box. If you don't know yet, say I'm working on it, right? I'm working on it, okay? Guess what? I always say in my presentations, what separate the poor and middle class from the rich and wealthy. And that number one answer forever will always be goals. You have to first understand the power of goal setting. You have to know the formula for goal setting. It's 6 steps. I may not say them in order, but I know you have to define what it is that you want. You set a plan of action. You define the obstacles, the things that will slow you down from getting that result. Identify the people that are going to help you there. Define what's in it for you, right? What's in it for you, and what's your end goal? What's your date? What's your end date, right? So you got to become an expert at setting goals. Guys, if you become an expert at setting goals and completion, what I tell y'all, so many people telling stories and don't have a check mark at the end of the box. I don't want to hear nothing until it's complete. They say ideas are absolutely worthless until you take it out of the spiritual form and you take it into the physical. Because what a lot of times people do, I can't even say it's spiritual sometimes. Some people stay inside of the in between. There, it's not spiritual and it's not physical. It's just stuck in the middle. And they have so many episodes of being stuck in the middle, they can never complete anything. So I dare you guys, these next 90 days, if you got a checklist, feel yourself check, scratch it off. It's going to give you so much confidence. I use whiteboards. I love using whiteboards because it's like I always feel a weight lifted off of my shoulders. I have 2 or 3 whiteboards around the house, and I'll say, okay, I need to do this. I'll wake up and put the day's day. Okay, I need to do this, and I go to work. Especially when I'm doing like updated admin stuff. So guys, when was the last time you scratched something through or you put a check mark at the end? That'll show you. That's a way you can go back and check your activity status, right? Your growth status. Why haven't I checked this off yet? What have I not done for this to come off of my list? See, some of y'all rolling over goals from 6 months ago, right? And some of them will require that amount of time. Don't get me wrong. But little things that you know is A priorities and B priorities. See, A priorities are things that would get you towards your goal. Okay. So for instance, for those who are traders on the line, your A priority would be studying Academy, IML TV, and getting immediately into those charts and start creating MetaTrader 4. That's A priorities. B priorities is looking at MetaTrader 4, changing the colors on your MetaTrader 4, looking at TradingView, playing around with tools. That stuff that's not going to get you to the next level. Okay. So with you knowing your goal, ladies and gentlemen, you got to know this. Every single time next 90 days come, you analyze why you haven't reached the goal and what can you do better. And you just move it over to the next 90 days because maybe there's some key things that you're missing. Maybe there's something that hasn't clicked in your mind yet for you to achieve that goal. And that's okay because that's what the process we have to go through, right? But it gets to a point where sometimes we're rolling goals over and there's never been any action behind it. And at that point, that's not a goal. That's just been a wish that you wrote down. Okay? Know the difference. See, goals you work towards. Goals have a to-do list. Goals have check marks. Goals have completions. Goals have something that you strike through. But a wish is something that you're constantly rolling over every 90 days and have no proof you've ever dedicated time to it. Right? You have no proof that you've worked on it. So stop wishing and start completing. All right? At least start doing the activity to get you closer to your goals, guys. And that's why I want to focus on how are you going to build your legacy? If you become great at executing goals, you will create a legacy. You will execute, you will leave behind a legacy. I think Les Brown said the other day, he said, it's either legacy or destiny, right? I can't remember the difference, but I think legacy was what you used to be or what you left behind, and destiny is what you're going to leave behind for the future. He like switched it up some kind of like, man, that's kind of deep, right? Either way, legacy or destiny, what are you going to do for those around you, right? Are y'all ready to do what it is what you want to do for those around you? Are you already setting an example? Can people already see your change? Do y'all have people seeing your change, seeing your growth? See, that's evidence. Do y'all have people seeing your change and seeing your growth? Drop some ones in the chat box if that's you. They've been complimenting you. Right? Are y'all willing to pay the price for success? There we go. 101. Okay. Perfect. Well, guys, so since everybody, some of us haven't taken the mantle yet, what are you going to leave behind? Have y'all decided that yet? Can somebody make public declaration on tonight? What it is that you're going to leave behind? I'm leaving freedom behind. That's what I'm leaving behind. What are y'all leaving behind? Drop it in the chat box. You got to know these things, ladies and gentlemen. What are you leaving behind? Debt, knowledge. What type of knowledge? IQ. What are you leaving behind? A car that might break down in 2 years? A house that need remodeling? Freedom, love. What are you leaving behind? That's good. What are you, no, I'm sorry, guys. What are you leaving? What are you going to give? Let me say not leave behind. What are you going to give to those you love? What are you going to give to those you love once it's your time to leave that legacy? What are you leaving behind? Knowledge to succeed. Self-sustained profitability. What else y'all got? What's going to be behind your name when somebody's talking about you? Man, you know what? My great grandma or my grandma or my auntie, you know what she did for us? She taught us this. She taught us that. She helped me to realize this. I never had to settle a day in my life. I maximized my thinking. What's going to follow your name? What type of blueprint? It's all kinds of blueprints. What type of blueprint? Y'all got to be specific, right? The most important thing on your tombstone is not the dash. The most important thing on your tombstone is not the dash. What have you done in your lifespan? What are you going to leave behind? What have you done? The dash is your work. The dash is your sacrifice. The dash is you paying the price. All right. Legacy is what you believe, it's what you leave behind without receiving anything in return. Without receiving anything in return. Most people will leave this planet before their legacy is fulfilled. Right? But at least can you leave behind some effort? You know, some people leave behind complaining, excuses. I asked them today, do you believe that excuses can be inherited? You know, they talk about genetic diseases, or generic and all that stuff. Diabetes, all that stuff can be inherited. Well, I believe excuses, complaining, laziness, that stuff can be inherited. So what inheritance are you leaving behind? There we go. There we go. That's a better word. What inheritance are you leaving behind? As you build your legacy and you're intentional about what you're going to leave behind, determine why you should even leave it behind. When you leave it behind, when you leave that inheritance, are they going to be able to appreciate it? Are they going to be able to take care of it? That's right. And sometimes, Mary, sometimes it ain't even a curse. See, curses when you don't believe you can be broken out of. I believe it's just generational habits. They're just bad ones. Right? It's just bad habits that need to be broken. Right? It won't always feel good leaving behind an inheritance, right? But what will you leave behind? Effort and commitment. They come in different shapes and sizes. They come in different, they come in finances, donation, nonprofits, building a business with the movement, things that impact lives and community. Guys, it goes beyond your family. It goes beyond your blood. Systems and lifeless objects have to be focused on. Lifeless, the intangible forces inside of you, your belief, your desire. What is it that you're putting your energy into? If we was to follow you around and track your record, track your record today, how much of your record is going to be proof that you're leaving behind an inheritance? How much of your track record today is going to be proof that you're working towards leaving an inheritance behind? Can we look at the documents? Can we see how many pages you read? Or is it going to be evidence? If we was investigating if we were investigating, collecting evidence for the inheritance that you're going to leave behind, what evidence is there? What evidence are you leaving? You know, I gotta give a shout out to my mom. I'm gonna show you this, guys, when I get back. I got back home late last night. My mom was there watching my nephew, and she said, "Baby, I got something for you." I said, "What's going on?" Because she was sneaky. She was like, "Can you send me a screenshot of all your affirmations in your room? I want to show Tarita something," which is her coworker, her office manager. And I said, "Okay." So it's weird. I was like, "Okay." So they do nonprofit, so I thought it might have been something affirmation based. And so come to find out, while my mama at work all day, she ain't did no work. She recreated my vision environment, y'all. She was in my car, she saw the vision. She came in my room, she saw the vision. It's in the bathrooms, all over the place. And she said, "I wanted to do this for you." She said, "How's your 50 families going?" Guys, can your family speak about your vision because they can't stop hearing about it? Have you conditioned? Let me tell y'all something. Let me tell y'all something. Faith comes by hearing. And what if I say, I'm going to say it till y'all get tired of me saying it. Whatever you are saying to yourself, whatever you're saying out loud, you're going to hear it, right? And whatever you hear, you believe. So if I go around talking about 50 families, posting it and seeing on your screensaver, P1000, whatever your goal is, do you talk about it so much that you've affirmed your vision into somebody else? Woo! Have you affirmed your vision so much that somebody else is walking around saying it, and they don't even realize it? She might go to work and say, "Yeah, man, life is good. You know, Brittany working on her 50 families." Can somebody unconsciously state your vision? Because it's evidence that you believe. We don't need no yellow tape. We can see it. We don't got to collect evidence. It's so loud. It speaks so much volume that the world is walking around talking about your vision. And what I'm about to start doing is when I'm doing calls, you know, when you guys are training, I'm going to peek in, I'm going to take a little video, and I'm going to start saying 50 families on social media so much more. People going to be like, "B, what's this 50 families thing?" Right? I posted something on Facebook today. 50 families is going to be the headline every time. If I'm it doesn't matter. P1, whatever your vision is, it needs to be the headline. It needs to be the news of your life. There shouldn't be negativity coming out of your mouth. The only news they should hear is the inheritance. It's evidence of the inheritance. There we go. The only news they should hear is evidence of the inheritance. Woo! Somebody drop that in the chat. Send me that. Evidence of the inheritance, ladies and gentlemen. It comes in different sizes and shapes and form and fashion. All right? You got to build. You got to work. You got to sacrifice. All right? You have to decide which inheritance you're going to leave behind and focus on that. What are you going to put into the world? What are you putting out into the world every single day? Ask yourself that. Guys, it's not a lot of us that are like-minded. It's not a lot of us that are actually fighting for what it is that we think about all day. It's not. It's 3%. It's not a lot. How many you can walk inside of a stadium? It might be full of 20,000 people. It may be full of 20,000 people. Guess how many people are going to be in here talking like us, thinking like us? Guess how many? Maybe 300 to 3,000. 3,000 is a lot, actually. Maybe 300. So you got to you got to lead. You remember, y'all ever seen the movie 300? We got to lead. So we can, our vibrations got to be so loud, like I just told y'all. Our vibrations and our belief and our excitement and our enthusiasm has to speak so boldly and so loud that people become attracted to it. That it brings people out of their comfort zone. I remember when we went to the Retire Rich cabin retreat, and Tay Morgan said, two people said, "Brittany, I really want to thank you because you brought me to a new level of comfort today." And I said, what happened? We went paintballing, guys. And when we got back to the house, I wasn't finna stay in the house. I was ready to go-kart ride. I literally didn't shower or nothing. I said, "Bump that. Let's go ride some go-karts." Paint all on my leg like I just painted somebody's house. So Tay was like, shoot, B doing, I'm doing. AB was like, B doing, I'm doing it. Guess what? They didn't even think about that paint on their clothes the whole time. They was having too much fun. But when your vibrations are that high, see how my vibrations into their force field, it knocked down the fear. It knocked down the limiting thoughts. Is your vibration setting off such a powerful bang that it helps somebody else to believe in themselves? That's why I tell y'all, even when y'all sharing this information, sometimes people are just so scared because it might actually give them the freedom that they've been wanting. So you got to stay consistent. You got to move forward. You got to build. They got to build through your belief. That's why I told Roger that said sometimes people are waiting on you to quit so it can validate their excuses. Come on. Some people are waiting on you to quit so it can validate their excuses. But when you remain consistent, it starts creating a new vibrations, not only within you, but it starts penetrating their weakened force fields that they have no choice but to surrender. They have no choice but to finally say, you know what? Let me give this just try. Even if it took 6 months, even if it took 12 months, sometimes it may take 2 years, because you got to realize these people have been building this concrete wall of anger, of settling, of being overworked, being overpaid, underpaid, just unhappy. They built a concrete wall of unhappiness. They don't even know that happy is a real thing. The only time they think they experience happy is when they go out and they do these little minor events. Sometimes people do it on the weekends, whatever your day off is. Maybe it's your day of doing nothing. But what happens is they have such a flash. Happiness is external, but joy is internal. And so when you start putting those vibrations of joy into the atmosphere, it starts penetrating and beating on these concrete walls that people have built up. It starts creating cracks, right? It starts, we're just like a pressure, it's a dam coming through. We about to knock that wall down, because since you don't believe, let me believe for you. You can lease my belief. Keep watching me. You can lease my belief. Study my past. You can lease my belief. Go through the history of my Facebook. You can lease my belief. I'm going to show you when I talked to you 12 months ago and I told you I ain't made no kind of picking money, but I'm learning how to. Because if I stay doing what you're doing, I'm going to continue to be miserable. It's not about just making money. Guys, it's all about internal. You got to live from the inside out. Why do you think we do these calls every Tuesday? Why do you think it's not about the money? It's about being wealthy inside. So the money you can attract. You can attract who you are not. Come on. Oh, I want to make an extra $1,000 a month. Oh, I want to make an extra 2-5, whether it's trading or building this education. The money can't call your name because you're not qualified yet. Right? You can say, I'm so happy and grateful. I am a 6-figure trader. I'm so happy and grateful. I'm a 5-figure trader. I'm so happy and grateful that I make $1,000 a month residual. Okay, that's just the beginning. Right? Now you got to believe what you're saying to yourself. You can't just be saying it. People say, I love you all the time. It don't have no love, no meaning behind it. You got to, how do you make sure that what you're saying is backed by belief? Go experience it. You can only build your belief by experiencing it. Right? I went to the Benz dealership yesterday, and I told y'all I was going to start doing Move Mondays. I was going to go finally say, you know what? Let me see if I would, if this is something I want. So I went to the dealership, and they had the G something 63. I want a Maybach though. I want a Maybach Cabriolet. So I walked in. I said, "Ma'am, do y'all have the Maybach Cabriolet 6 on display?" She said, "Dang, you walk in here asking for that? That's what you call me asking about? Don't nobody know about that car." I said, "That's the car I want." I said, "Well, are these other cars? Can I come touch them?" I said, "Yeah, you try them out." Even though I touched them and I experienced them, I smelled them, and I was just like, you know what? This is cool. I love this. This is super dope. Ooh, I like that one. I still wanted what I want, but it didn't stop me from going ahead and experience the warm up. That was just an appetizer, right? And the retail prices was like 116, 88 grand. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna tell you what it did for me. It stretched my mind because I'm only about right at like 90 to 100K. It stretched my mind, and I was like, dang, if I can't walk in here and buy this car cash, I ain't got nowhere yet. I don't want no car note. I don't. If I could come in here and buy this car cash, that's a story. If I could come in here and buy this car cash, that's growth. Because now I'm going to say $100,000. I need to be, how much do I need to make to drop $100,000 on a car? That's what came to my mind. Cash. So I said, oh, we got some growing to do. We got some stretching to do. We got some belief to expand, because that's powerful. And guess what? The best part about it is I was so comfortable around those digits. See, a person with a poor mindset, they would have walked in like, dang, $100,000 just for a car. Dang, $88,000 just for a car. Guess what? And the universe is going to give you dang for the rest of your life, instead of saying, wow, how can I get to $100,000 to where I don't have those type of reactions? That's what you need to be saying to yourself. I'm so happy and grateful I can drop $100,000 on the car just because I can if I wanted to. You know, I was driving by some dealerships and I was like, oh, that's $10,000. I'm like, wow, I can actually pay cash for them cars. I remember back in the day, I'd be like, bro, hold on, let me give me 3 weeks to save up 2 bands right quick. You know, hold on. I'll be back for it. Just don't sell it. I'm gonna come and get it. Give me 3 weeks. All right. Hold on. Don't sell that shirt. Y'all can I hide it? Y'all ain't got let away. Okay, wait. Just don't move it from this spot. I'm gonna come back and get it. Why do I have to keep living like that? I hate that. That's stressful. Wondering about when can I switch a bill around? Right? I hate that. Y'all should start hating that. We become comfortable in playing that chess game. We be playing chess with our bills. Okay, if I make this move, I know I'm gonna get this pay period. I'm gonna get this check, and I do this. It's like a whole scientific experiment and played around trying to make sure the bills are paid. How many of y'all tired of that? Oh, dang, okay. I don't know. I mean, maybe I ain't gotta pay tithes this week because I need that money. Or let me see. Shoot, man, how the bill get this high? Y'all cut that heat off, right? We shouldn't have to be living like that. If I want my house hot, I want that house hot, knowing I can pay for it. If I want it cold, I can pay for it. I don't want to leave behind a legacy playing chess with my bills. I don't want to teach my kids how to call and get a grace period on their bills. I don't want to teach my kids how to live 2 weeks for a pay period. I don't want to teach my kids that their income to expense ratio is 1 to 1. I don't want to teach my kids that going to get 6 and 7 figures worth of college debt is freedom. No, because you spend the rest of your life under the umbrella of somebody else. Do y'all hear me tonight? So what inheritance are you leaving behind? It ain't just monetarily, health-wise. No shade to nobody that smoke cigarettes and all that. But you got to be careful what you're allowing your children to see. You got to start raising these little chunky kids too. No shade anybody that may have little bigger kids. But you got to, I don't know how I'm getting on over here, but guys, yeah, inheritance. I tell y'all, I had this little boy come to my job day when I was working. He was 200 pounds and he was 10 years old. His parents, I said, it pissed me off. Because I'm like, now he got to grow older, get picked on, wearing clothes that's too big for him, shopping in the adult section, calling him little piggy, right? Because y'all feeding him like a little, I don't know, like a pig. And then he's going to grow older. He's not going to play sports. He's not going to be physically active. Then he's going to have high insurance because his health is going to be bad. His clothes are going to be more expensive. He may be an introvert. Now, introvert is not a bad thing. He may be too shy or insecure or not comfortable in his skin because his whole life he's been picked on. There's emotional abuse. Do y'all understand the ripple effects of the bad habits that you set in front of people? Do y'all understand the effects of, what are the effects of your inheritance? What are the effects of your inheritance? Are they good or bad? You got to decide, right? Take inventory, focus on the inheritance. What will you put into the world? Look in the mirror and affirm who you are and speak as it is. I am so happy and grateful that I am a P1000. Give a shout out to B again. Roger, he said, B, I got to go change my screensaver right quick. I got it all wrong. It used to say, I will be a six-figure trader. Now it says, I am a six-figure trader. I am so happy. Do y'all realize our next convention is I am? It's in the word. Who's going to be in Dallas? Who's going to fight to be in Dallas? Who's eliminating excuses to be in Dallas? Who's hustling to be in Dallas? Who's working overtime to be in Dallas? Who's committed? Who's all in to be in Dallas? It's in September, guys. You got 5 months. If you can't come up with money to go on a trip that's in 5 months, we have another problem. You need to go harder. All right? Borrow the money, do what you got to do. If you miss Dallas, that lets me know who's really serious about winning. I'm going to be straight up with y'all. Sometimes your 9 to 5 is for you to gain skill sets. Don't downplay your role on your job. Don't be ungrateful. Your name, you have a purpose much bigger than that. You're much bigger than a name, okay? Settling is not an option. Can I get an amen? Settling is not an option. What are the effects of your inheritance? And what is the evidence of it? Settling is not an option. See and know who you are. Who are you, Vestavia? Who are you, Taj? Who are you, Drew? Who are you, Melvin? Who are you? Who are you? And it's all about training your subconscious mind. Anybody ever played some type of imaginational game as a kid? Maybe you pretended to use a church. Maybe you pretended to use a Superman. Maybe, do you remember how much you believed in who you were then? Y'all do realize that's the same principles you have to apply today. Right? Do y'all realize those are the exact same principles that you were as a kid that you have to apply today? I am so happy and grateful. I am a six-figure trader. Faith it till you make it. Because what's going to happen is you're going to condition your mind to believe it is so. It's not going to be able to tell if it's real or not. Come on. You condition your mind to believe you're a six-figure trader. You say it's so. Y'all ever had people believe that? Ooh, let's get deep. Y'all ever had people to lie to you? And they started lying so much, they didn't realize they was lying. Have y'all ever had that happen? Somebody lied so much. They got so serious. They got so caught up in the lie, they couldn't remember they weren't lying. They couldn't remember they were lying. Have y'all ever met people who lie like that? They didn't convince themselves. No, they can tell me, no, this is a blue cup. I'm like, bro, it's clearly a red cup. No, it's a blue cup. It's a bread cup. No, it's a blue cup. So what y'all got to, that's how powerful the mind is. So if you can convince yourself that a lie, a bad lie is real, think about telling yourself a good lie is real. Are y'all following me? Believing makes it so. If I say I am a six-figure trader, I'm telling myself a lie that I will believe. Come on, y'all. I need y'all to find it. If I say I am, basically what I'm telling yourself is all you got to do is lie to yourself, but tell yourself good lies, AKA affirmations. I am so happy and grateful now I'm a six-figure trader. The poor person will say that's a lie, right? But the person who's growing and developing saying, no, it's the truth. All I'm doing is affirming that it is so. Anyway, y'all missing it. Just affirm that it is so. Okay. So no matter what you say, so I am so happy and grateful. I am a P1000. Vestavia, I can tell you that. Here we go. Vestavia, if you're saying I am so happy and grateful, I'm a P1000, and then I come in your face and I said, you not no P1000, how is that going to make you feel? Do you feel as if I'm correcting your lie? Huh? Or do you feel that I'm wrong?
You're wrong.
Exactly. Exactly. What I am telling myself is real. My subconscious mind is being developed, it's being trained to know that whatever I tell it, we got to bring it to life. What are you passionate about? Okay. Most people are attracted to activities that allow them to be themselves. Your inheritance should be a labor of love. Use the finding of your strengths and find your life sentence. Okay? What does that mean? I want to be a blank. I want to add value to all of the people around the world. What is your focus? What is your slogan? Focus on your life sentence. So, for instance, our life sentence technically is, I'm so happy. Generational Wealth is a community of investors helping people to live their best life through a proven skill set in personal development. That's the life sentence for this community. What is your life sentence? That makes me think as well. What is your forever? What are you going to? I am so happy and grateful. I operate in God's will and I bring people closer to Christ. How about that? That's my life sentence, right? Go live your inheritance. Go leave your legacy. Understand that. Be intentional. Be focused. Choose what you must change in your conduct today to execute your inheritance. All right, your legacy. What must you change in your education? What must you change in your health? What must you change in your financial situation? What circles do you need to change? What books should you start to read? Drew, how's that Netflix approach going? Do y'all remember when I asked y'all a couple of weeks ago what you need to cut off out your life to make sure you reach your goal? I haven't watched Netflix. Wow. Have you missed it? That's good. Think about your inheritance so much. That's right. Think about your inheritance so much that you think about all the people that are going to be happy because you were like the Martin Luther King of their family. Chelsea says she ain't been on Facebook. Go Chelsea. I know a couple of y'all had some sacrifices. We had somebody I think Lucretia had to do something. I can't remember. But guys, it is you. And I need you guys to be so disciplined and understanding that it's okay to go all in for yourself. Don't live in fear. Don't live in lack. Don't live in negativity. That ultimately we're all beings that are supposed to come and live our best lives and help one another and level up. Now we can never just help the challenges that will arise in life. But just like my experience this morning, you have a choice to choose what vibrations you put in the universe. You have a choice to choose. If you want to do this and consider this, if you want to always remind yourself when you start getting lazy, or maybe you are not motivated. Maybe you just like, man, I don't feel like doing this no more. I don't even think it's worth it. Guys, don't lose control. If you ever slow down, if you ever feel like you're not moving forward, if it's something just makes you feel like you don't want to do this no more, I want you to everybody take them a sheet of paper and just say, listen, if I quit, I want you to write a note to yourself and put it on the refrigerator. Put it somewhere you can always see it. If I quit, what does my life look like? If I quit, what does my life look like? And I kept that at the forefront of my mind. I said, if I quit, worst case scenario, No, 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 no. If I quit, best case scenario, I still work my job for 60 years. Base case scenario, I don't ever have $200 a month extra disposable income. Best case, because guess what? Where you are right now, before this, before personal development and all this, I'm not even talking about trading, guys. I'm talking about internal. Best case scenario, you stay where you are. You never grow. It'd be like somebody just pressed rewind on the tape and just took you back to who you were. There is no way you can come into this organization, plug into these calls, read these books, listen to these audios, and come out being the same person. I'm sorry. There is no way in the world, because now you're saturating your mind and you're reconditioning your mind to filter out all of the dirt, to filter out all of the noise, to filter out all of the nonsense you have been conditioned to believe is what you should be. A lot of people don't even realize they don't know. It's people walking around who don't even know they don't know. And sometimes they'll have moments of like, man, I don't want to do this. I feel like I should do more for myself. I think it's more out there for me. Right. They have those little spurts every blue moon. And those are little airy reminders like, you do know, but you don't believe it. And what am I saying? Everybody has the same abilities and the same capabilities. We all have the same. I am nobody special. People say, well, you learn how to trade. Yeah, and you're going to learn too if you follow the blueprint. Right? I ain't did nothing different. I've literally created the manual on how to trade. Just follow the system. You will get there. But what happens? We fall back into the trap. We fall back into the rat race, and we stop running for our lives, and we start running for somebody else's. We start running for somebody else's. So I dare y'all on tonight. I challenge you. When you have moments of discouragement and you feel lack and you don't feel motivated and you just want to quit, make sure that letter to yourself is on the line. Make sure that letter to yourself is in view. If we quit this, these are the consequences. It doesn't matter which way you go, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to have to pay a price. What is the price of freedom? Sometimes it's sleepless nights. Sometimes it's studying extra. But sometimes it's getting on a call every week. I'm tired of all these calls. Or if you pay the price of staying and settling, paying the price would be no growth, overwork, underpaid, exhausted. Either way, you got to choose your pain. Y'all feel me? And to me, this ain't no pain. For real, to me, because we're growing, we're expanding, we're being stretched. We're tapping into our fullest capability. How many of y'all feel like y'all become a little superheroes? Y'all can start to do stuff, getting out your comfort zones. You choose your pain. So is your pain going to get on a team call every night? Is your pain studying an hour a day of trading? Is your pain plugging into reading 10 pages a day? Is that what you call pain? Is your pain having gratitude that one day this is the opportunity that's going to set me free? Or is your pain hitting the alarm clock, throwing the phone, stressed out, rushing into work, sitting in traffic, not eating healthy, smoking weed because you're stressed out, right? Some people just like it, ain't nothing wrong with it. Drinking yourself on a hole because you're just tired. Bad health. Are those the prices you're willing to pay for not getting freedom? Do y'all realize that they pay more of a price and never get a return? Your time is taken away. You make no money. You're in debt above your neck. Your health sucks. You can't afford health insurance, right? Ain't nothing wrong with the greens. That's right. But guess what? You're paying the price to go nowhere. It's literally like you got scammed. Whew. The system got everybody scammed. I'm going to tell you when you go on vacation. I'm going to tell you how much money you make. I'm going to tell you that you need to go get this debt. I'm going to tell you how many hours you got to work. I'm going to tell you when you go take this doctor's appointment. I'm going to tell you where you eat. I'm going to tell you what type of clothes you wear. I'm going to tell you what type of car you drive. I'm going to tell you how much you can invest into your children. Right? So you're giving up time for no monetary return, because living check to check, you ain't gaining no return. So it ain't time for money. Ultimately, it's just time for activity. That's all it is. Time for activity. Because there is no freedom in complacency. People are like, man, I want freedom. I want this. Guys, you gotta be willing to pay. You gotta choose your pain. Choose your pain. And one of those pains come with growth. All right. So if y'all gonna start leaving, y'all better start working on an inheritance. Leave something amazing. Mindset is the most powerful thing you can leave behind. Money ain't got nothing to do with it, because if they don't have it, what we tell y'all all the time, if they haven't developed the internal aspect and the mental toughness, nothing else ever matters. Last thing, I was sitting next to a lady on the plane. She was like 70 years old. She taught me to death the whole ride, but she was sweet. And she said, Brittany, you know, my grandkids, they got friends around them commit suicide, 16 years old. And I'm like, are you kidding me? She said, Britt, I don't know. They're just getting out of control these days. She said, my granddaughter, she loves church, she loves God, and da da da. I said, listen, she needs some personal development too. Because it's some people who have faith and can't handle challenges of the world. She needs some mental toughness too. So I said, you need to get her on. The lady had never heard of Napoleon Hill. I was reading Think and Grow Rich. And I was like, yeah. She's like, so what's this book? I was like, you ain't never heard of Think and Grow Rich? She's 71. I was like, it's like, you ain't never heard of Think and Grow Rich. She was like, I see her to Earl Nightingale, Dale Carnegie. She's all heard of Dale Carnegie. I said, yeah, he helped Napoleon to create this secret to success. Just dispose it. I said, you need to put your grandkids on game. They need to be reading to listen to everything. Right? So it doesn't matter what's going on around them. They can walk in peace. Y'all ever heard of peace that surpasses all understanding? Y'all ever heard of peace that surpasses all understanding? It's levels to it. I'm sorry, I said my. It's levels to it. So don't only live behind monetary value and land and finance. Build your family up. Sometimes we gotta just call a family reunion. It gotta be a different kind. We even sit around and talk about 20 years ago. That means ain't nobody had no progress. If your story is the same as it was a year ago, you haven't had any progress. That should scare you. To say the same story you did a year ago. So work on your inheritance, know your goals, become experts at setting goals and checking them off or crossing them out. And if you're rolling them over, at least make sure that's evidence of your inheritance. All right. I love you guys. If you got some value on tonight, drop some love in the chat box. Let's grow, let's grow, let's grow. We have Houston coming up on May 10th and 11th. It's going to be insane. If you're not in Houston, I'm going to not give you a pass. You just got to do, guys, y'all got to operate on the all means by necessary attitude. I'm just saying. Solution-based thinking. And if you're not in Houston, please be in Dallas. Please, please, please. 100 people in Dallas from Generational Wealth, ladies and gentlemen. 100 people. Y'all think we can do that? Y'all think we have 100 people in Dallas? It's about to get crazy. I got some new songs coming for y'all. I'll be in Fort Lauderdale next Tuesday, and then San Diego, and then I'll be in Alabama next Saturday. All right, so those of y'all in Alabama, let's go. V, I need to come up there and do a training. Those in Atlanta area, let's get together. Let's have a meetup. Let's go to dinner. Let's do something. Let's game plan for Atlanta as well, no matter where you're at. Come in Houston, and after that, guys. So I love you guys. Have a blessed night. Peace and love.